I was standing at the altar. My wife Chloe was beside me. We had just said our vows. We were in my parents' backyard. The reception was supposed to start. I looked at the DJ. He was staring at the pathway from the house. Every guest, all 50 of them, turned. Chloe turned. Her hand, which was in mine, went cold. I turned, and I saw her. My sister-in-law, Eliza, my brother Mark's wife. She was walking onto the lawn. She was late. She was wearing a wedding dress. I do not mean a white dress. I mean a floor-length, beaded lace $10,000 gown with a train. It was her wedding dress, the one she wore to marry my brother 6 months ago. She stopped, she smiled. She was holding a champagne glass. She looked at Chloe. She looked at me. She raised her glass. The room was silent. You could hear the ice melt in the water glasses. My wife's wedding day, our wedding day. And my sister-in-law had just upstaged her with a nuclear bomb. Time slows down in moments like that. I saw every detail. The way Eliza's dress caught the sunlight, it was brighter than Chloe. Chloe had chosen a simple, elegant A-line dress. It was beautiful. It was modest. Eliza's dress was a statement. It was a scream. It had a sweetheart neckline. It had pearls sewn into the bodice. It was the dress of a princess. She was not even wearing it like a joke. She was not messy. Her hair was in a perfect updo. Her makeup was flawless. She had prepared for this. She had planned this. This was not an accident. I looked at Chloe. Her face was white, chalk white. Her smile was gone. It did not fade. It was stolen. She was trembling. I could feel her whole arm shaking. She was looking at Eliza, but she was not seeing a person. She was seeing the end of her day. I felt a new kind of emotion. It was not anger. It was cold. It was a deep, sharp cold. It was the feeling you get when you realize you are in a room with someone who is not playing by any rules. Someone who would burn the house down to feel warm for 10 seconds. My mother, Karen, was the first to move. She hurried over to Eliza. She was hissing. "What are you doing? What are you wearing?" Eliza just laughed, a light, airy laugh. "What?" she said, loud enough for the first few rows to hear. "It's a party. It's the only other formal dress I own. I wanted to look nice for Chloe. We're sisters now." She looked at Chloe. "We're almost twins, a double wedding summer." She winked. Chloe let go of my hand. She took one step back. I saw the tear. It ran down her cheek and left a clean track through her makeup. She did not make a sound. She just broke. "You need to understand Eliza. My brother Mark met her 2 years ago. We all liked her at first. She was bubbly. She was full of energy. But we soon learned. Eliza's energy required fuel, and the fuel was attention. She had to be the center of every room. If you were telling a story, her story was funnier. If you were sick, she was sicker. If you got a promotion, she was about to get a bigger one. She was a black hole for praise. Her wedding to my brother Mark, it was a monster. It was a 300-person event at a historic hotel. It cost, as she told everyone, over $80,000. It had ice sculptures. It had a string quartet. It had a custom-built dance floor. It was a production, and she was the star. Chloe and I were engaged at the time. We were planning our own wedding. Eliza hated it. She hated that another wedding was happening. She hated that her status as the bride had an expiration date. "A backyard wedding," she said to Chloe over brunch. "That's rustic. Are you sure you want to do that? It sounds a little cheap." Chloe was polite. "We want something small, Eliza, just family and close friends." "But the memories," Eliza said. "You only get one day. Don't you want it to be perfect, like mine?" The implication was clear. Our wedding was an afterthought, a pale, sad copy of her magnificent event. We ignored her. We kept planning. And I guess, in her mind, she could not let that happen. She could not let Chloe have her own day. If our wedding was going to be small, she would bring the spectacle. If Chloe was going to be the bride, Eliza would be the other bride. My mother was still trying to fix it. "Go inside," my mom whispered to Eliza. "Go inside and change, put on anything else. I have a dress you can wear." "Change," Eliza said, acting wounded. "But I spent all morning getting ready. I did this for them, for the pictures." She was an actress, a brilliant one. I looked at my brother Mark, her husband, my brother. He was standing behind her. He looked gray. He was holding her purse. He looked like a hostage. Mark, I said, my voice was low. Get her out of here. Mark flinched. He looked at me. He looked at Eliza. Liam, come on, he mumbled. She just likes the dress. Don't make a scene. Don't make a scene. My wife was crying. My wedding was in ruins, and he was worried about making a scene. That was when I knew. I had not just lost my sister-in-law. I had lost my brother. He was gone. He was her accessory. Eliza smiled, hearing Mark defend her. She won. She walked past my mother. She walked right up to Chloe. Chloe, you look nice, she said. She looked Chloe up and down. That's a sweet dress, very simple. She then turned to the crowd. She clapped her hands. Well, come on, everyone, let's party. Let's celebrate the happy couple. She moved toward the bar. Guests parted for her, like she was royalty. No one knew what to do. They looked at her. They looked at us. Chloe turned to me. Her voice was a dead whisper. I can't do this, Liam. I want to go home. No, I said. I grabbed her hand. We are not leaving. This is our day. We are not letting her win. I looked at her. We are not letting her win. Not today and not ever. Chloe looked at me. The tears stopped. Something new appeared in her eyes. It was not sadness. It was fire. You're right, she said. She wiped her cheek. She fixed her dress. Let's go cut the cake. We tried to ignore her. But you cannot ignore a nuclear bomb. Eliza was everywhere. She was the first one on the dance floor. She was pulling people to dance with her. Her white dress was a spinning beacon of narcissism. During the speeches, she stood next to the best man, just in case he needed water. When we went to cut the cake, she was there. Oh, let me get a picture of you too. Then she handed her phone to someone. Now one with me. She stood next to Chloe. She put her arm around her. Two brides. My Aunt Clara, who is half blind, came up. She hugged Eliza. Congratulations, dear, you look beautiful. Eliza did not correct her. She just smiled. Thank you. The photographer was a professional. He kept trying to frame Eliza out. But she was too good. She was a heat-seeking missile for the lens. In half the family photos, she is there standing right next to us, smiling, glowing. She turned our wedding into her sequel. Later, I found Chloe in the kitchen. She was standing by the sink. She was not crying. She was just starring. I hate her, she said. It was not a word she used, ever. I hate her, Liam. She didn't just ruin this. She enjoyed it. She's feeding on it. I know, I said. This is what they'll remember. My wedding, the day your sister wore her dress. I had nothing to say. Because she was right. We stayed until the end. We smiled. We danced. We thanked everyone for coming. It was the hardest performance of my life. When we finally got to our hotel room, Chloe unzipped her dress. She let it fall to the floor. She got in the shower. She sat down on the tile. I sat on the floor outside the door. I just listened to her cry. The sound of that, it changes a man. It turns love into something harder. It turns it into a debt. And I knew, sitting on that cold hotel floor, I would find a way to make Eliza pay. We went to Mexico. We tried to forget. We sat on a beach. We drank. We tried to talk about anything else. But it was a ghost. It was sitting on the lounge chair next to us. The first few days, Chloe was a zombie. She would just stare at the ocean. I should have said something, she'd whisper. I should have poured wine on her. No, I'd say. That's what she wanted. She wanted a scene. She wanted a fight. You did the right thing. It doesn't feel right, she said. On the fourth day, the photos started coming in. Friends were texting us pictures. And there she was. Eliza, laughing, her white dress flowing. Eliza, posing with my uncles. Eliza, standing behind us as we said our vows. Chloe looked at a photo of Eliza, helping her hold the cake knife. Two pairs of hands, two white dresses. Chloe's face changed. The sadness was gone. It was like a shutter clicked. She closed her phone. She put it down. She looked at me. I want to erase her, she said. What? I want to erase her. I want her to feel this. What I feel. This humiliation. This. feeling of being invisible. I want to take her perfect, curated life, and I want to set it on fire. I had never heard her talk like this. This was not the woman I married. This was someone new, someone forged in that fire. Okay, I said, how? She has one weakness, Liam, her ego, her image. She thinks she's a star, she thinks she's perfect. We're going to show her she's not. How? I asked again. Chloe smiled. It was a new smile, it was sharp. She's launching that lifestyle business, right? Elysian living. She's been planning that big launch party. She wants investors, she wants press. Yes, I said, in 3 months. Good, Chloe said. She picked up her drink. We have 3 months to plan a funeral. We got home. Life was weird, my family. They wanted to pretend it never happened. My mother called. I spoke to Eliza. She feels just awful. She had no idea it would be taken that way. She wants to have you both over for dinner. No, I said. Liam, she's family. You have to forgive. No, Mom, she's not sorry. She's just upset she got caught. We are not coming to dinner. We are not seeing her, or Mark. Not until she gives Chloe a real apology. My mother sighed. You're being so dramatic, Liam. It was just a dress. I hung up the phone. The peacekeepers in a family. They are the enablers. They are the ones who let the poison spread just to avoid a bad afternoon. Chloe and I, we were on an island. And we started to dig. Eliza's life was an open book, her social media. She was an influencer. But she had no influence. She had 2,000 followers. She was posting pictures of her perfect marriage and her perfect home. Her new business, Elysian Living, was a joke. It had no product. It was just a website with stock photos and words like authenticity and curated. She was building a house of cards. She was posting nonstop about her launch party. It was going to be at a small, expensive art gallery. She was thrilled to announce that 2 major angel investors would be attending. This was her real wedding. This was her coronation. She was trying to become the person she was pretending to be. The business was the flaw. It was all built on her image. But her image was a lie. Chloe, my wife, she's a graphic designer. She works in branding. She knows how this works. She has no money, Liam, Chloe said, scrolling through Eliza's feed. This is all fake. The clothes she wears, they're all tagged, but she's not a big enough account. She's buying them, wearing them once for the photo, and returning them. I checked the return policies. How do you know? Look, Chloe said, here's a post from last week. A $1,200 handbag, and here is the same handbag on a resale site. Posted 3 days later, it's her. Worn once for photo shoot. My jaw dropped. She's that desperate. She's not desperate, Chloe said. She's a narcissist. She believes she deserves this. She's just waiting for the world to catch up. This launch party, she thinks this is the moment. This is when the lie becomes true. The flaw was not just her ego. It was her bank account. The whole thing was a performance. And we knew, if we could pull the curtain back even for a second, the show would be over. We had our target, the launch party. We had our weapon, the truth. But how do you deploy it? We could not just crash the party. We could not yell. We could not make a scene. We had to be smarter. We had to be colder. We had to use her own tools against her. We had to use her ego. We need to get inside, Chloe said. We need to be part of the show. She hates us, I said. She knows we're angry. She'll never let us in. Oh, she will, Chloe said. She will if we give her what she wants. What's that? Forgiveness, Chloe said. Fake forgiveness. She needs us to be the happy family. It completes her picture if we apologize to her. She will be so high on her own grace, she won't see us coming. This was the part that made my stomach turn. We had to bend the knee. We had to pretend we were wrong. I can't, I said. I can't look at her and apologize. I can, Chloe said. Her eyes were hard. I can do it. You just follow my lead. Think of the end game. I had to get my brother alone. This was the hardest part. He was joined to her. I waited. I watched his schedule. I knew he went to the gym on Tuesdays without her. I ran into him. He saw me. He tried to walk away. Mark, I said. He stopped. He would not look at me. Hey, Liam. We need to talk, I said. I have nothing to say, you guys. You're tearing this family apart all over a dress. A dress, I said. She humiliated Chloe, she ruined our wedding, and you just stood there, you held her purse. He winced, he knew. What do you want me to do, Liam? He said. His voice was quiet, he was tired. She's a lot, but she's my wife. Is she, I said, or are you her assistant, Mark? Are you happy? He did not answer. Are you, I pushed. He looked at me. His eyes were defeated. She's spending so much money, he whispered. This party, it's all on my credit cards. She said the investors will cover it. She said we'll be rich. Mark, there are no investors, I said. What? She's faking it, man. She's faking all of it. We're worried about you. Chloe is worried. He just stared at me. I know you're stuck, I said. I'm not asking you to leave her. I'm asking you to just listen. We have an idea, a way to fix this. But we need to know the truth. What truth? The numbers, Mark. What's the real financial picture? Not her Elysian fantasy, the real one. He was quiet for a long time. She took out a loan, he finally said, against the house. A second mortgage, $50,000. She sank all of it into this party, the gallery, the catering. She what? If this fails, Liam, I lose the house. He was shaking. I'm ruined. No, you're not, I said, but you have to help us. We're going to stop her, but you have to trust me. He looked at me, my little brother. Okay, he said, what do you need? Mark was our man on the inside. He was terrified, but he was more terrified of Eliza. He started sending us things, quietly, to a secret email account. Scans. The second mortgage agreement. The credit card statements. He had 5, all maxed out. Total debt, $42,000 on top of the mortgage. The invoices from the caterer, the gallery rental. She had spent almost $100,000, money they did not have. All on one party. She's insane, I said, looking at the statements. She's a gambler, Chloe said. She's betting everything on one night. She thinks she'll walk out of there with investor checks. Will she? Not a chance, Chloe said. These investors, they're real. I looked them up. They're sharks. They will see through her in 30 seconds. They'll see the debt. They'll see she has no product. But they won't know about the debt, I said. Oh yes, they will, Chloe said. She was smiling at her laptop. They will. We had the documents. We had the motive. Now we needed the Trojan horse. Chloe called Eliza. I listened on speakerphone. My heart was pounding. Eliza, it's Chloe. Eliza was cold. What do you want? I wanted to apologize, Chloe said. Her voice was perfect. It was soft. It was contrite. I was so stressed at the wedding. I overreacted about your dress. It was beautiful. I was a bridezilla. I'm so sorry. I've been horrible to you. There was a silence on the line. Eliza's voice changed. It became warm, smug. Oh, Chloe, she said, it's okay. I forgive you. I knew you'd come around. Family is just so important, you know. I know, Chloe said, and I feel so bad. I want to make it up to you. I want to support you. Your launch party, I'd love to help. Help? Eliza was suspicious. I'm a designer, Chloe said. You're all about image, I was thinking. What if I made a video for the party, a tribute video, about your journey, your vision? We could play it right before your speech. A long pause. Eliza breathed the word, yes. It would show everyone, Chloe said, that we're a family, that we support you. Me, Liam, Mark, all of us. That, Eliza said, is a brilliant idea. Oh, Chloe, thank you. This is what I've always wanted, for us to be sisters. My skin was crawling. Send me everything, Chloe said. Childhood photos, college, your wedding, anything that tells your story. I will, Eliza gushed. I'll send you everything. This is going to be perfect. She hung up. Chloe and I sat in silence. We're in, Chloe said. Her face was pale. I think I'm going to be sick, I said. Not yet, she said. We have work to do. For the next 2 months, we lived a double life. By day, we were the supportive family. We went to dinner. We listened to Eliza talk about her brand. We nodded. We smiled. Mark was a wreck. He was a good actor, but he was sweating. He kept looking at me. Eliza, she was in heaven. She had her perfect family back. She had her adoring audience. She had her sister, Chloe, designing her tribute. She sent us hundreds of photos. Her as a child on a pony. Her as prom queen. Her accepting her college diploma. Her at her wedding, so many. Her walking down the aisle, her cutting her cake, her laughing. It was a shrine to herself. By night, Chloe and I worked. We were in her home office. The door was locked. Chloe was a surgeon. She built the video. It was a masterpiece. It was 10 minutes long. The first 5 minutes were perfect. She used the photos. She set them to beautiful, uplifting music. It was a story of a visionary, a dreamer. It was the most touching, wonderful fake tribute you have ever seen. This is amazing, I said, watching it. It's believable. That's the point, Chloe said. The first half is the sugar, it makes them open their mouths. The second half is the poison. Chloe got to work on the second half. The music changed, it became discordant, a slow, grinding minor key. The screen went black. White text appeared. Authenticity. Then a photo. It was from our wedding. Chloe at the altar crying. Then a photo of Eliza at our wedding in her dress smiling. Cut. Chloe crying. Eliza smiling. Faster, faster. Then silence. The screen went black again. White text. Eliza's Elysian living, a curated life. Then the documents. A scan of the $150,000 second mortgage agreement. Chloe highlighted the amount. She highlighted Mark's name. A new slide, the 5 credit card statements. She showed the balances, $10,000, $8,000, $12,000. She showed a running total, debt, $42,000. A new slide, business revenue, $0. A new slide, launch party cost, $98,500. A new slide. It was a photo of my brother Mark, a candid I took. He was at my kitchen table, his head in his hands. Text, the price of a perfect life. The screen went black. Final slide. It was a photo from Eliza's wedding, her in her dress laughing. But Chloe had photoshopped it. She had put the photo in our backyard. She had replaced herself. The text underneath, there can only be one bride. The video ended. I stared at the screen. Chloe, I whispered, this is brutal. She wanted to be the star, Chloe said. She saved the file. She put it on a USB drive. Now she will be. The night of the party. I was wearing a suit. I felt numb. Chloe was wearing a simple black dress. She looked beautiful. She looked calm. Mark had driven with us. He was silent. He had the USB drive in his pocket. He was the one who had to give it to the AV tech. Eliza, she could not be implicated. We walked into the gallery. It was packed. Eliza had done it. She had gotten 100 people here. They were all drinking expensive champagne. They were all eating tiny, expensive food. The 2 investors were there, a man and a woman. They looked serious. They were watching. Eliza saw us. She ran over. She was wearing a custom-made gold dress. She looked like an Oscar statue. You're here, she gushed. She hugged Chloe. Of course, Chloe said, smiling. We wouldn't miss it. Eliza looked at me. Liam. Eliza, I said. I nodded. Mark, baby, she said, not looking at him. Did you bring the video? Mark's hand was shaking. He pulled the drive from his pocket. Right here. Perfect, she took it. Give this to the tech. I want it played right before my speech. It's the big kickoff. She kissed his cheek. You're the best. She walked away, back to her crowd. Mark looked at me. I feel sick. Go give it to him, I said. It's time. He nodded. He walked away. Chloe took my hand. It's done. No backing out now. We got a drink. We stood in the back. And we waited. An hour later, the lights dimmed. Eliza stepped onto a small stage. A spotlight hit her. Welcome, she said. Her voice was trembling with emotion. Welcome to Elysian living. Welcome to my truth. She gave a speech. It was full of buzzwords, authenticity, passion, curated, journey. It was nonsense, but it was a good performance. The investors were watching. They were not smiling. This brand. It's not just me, Eliza said. It's my family, my amazing husband Mark and my wonderful supportive new family, my brother-in-law Liam and my sister Chloe. She looked at us, she smiled. They put together a little surprise for me tonight, too, to celebrate this journey. I haven't even seen it, but I know it comes from love. She wiped a fake tear. Roll the video. The lights went down. The three big screens behind her lit up. The video started. The first 5 minutes, they were perfect. The music swelled, the childhood photos. I could hear people in the crowd. Awa, that's so sweet. My mother was in the front row. She was beaming, crying happy tears. Eliza was watching it. Her hands were on her heart. She was glowing. The music faded. The last perfect photo of her faded out. The screen went black. The room was silent. I saw Eliza look at the tech booth, a confused frown. Then the single word. Authenticity. The photo of Chloe crying. The photo of Eliza smiling. Cut, cut, cut. I heard a gasp. It was my mother. Eliza's smile, it froze, it just froze on her face. The room was dead quiet. Then the next slide. A curated life. The scan of the second mortgage. I saw the male investor. He leaned forward. He squinted at the screen. Then the credit card bills. The running total. $42,000. People were whispering now. It was a buzz. Eliza was not looking at the screen anymore. She was looking at the crowd. Her face it was not human, it was a mask of pure white-hot panic. Then the photo of Mark, head in his hands. The price of a perfect life. Eliza made a sound, a small, Then the final slide. The photoshopped image, her, at our wedding. There can only be one bride. Black. The video was over. No one moved. No one spoke. You could hear the air conditioner. Eliza, she just stood there, in her gold dress, in her spotlight. She looked at the investors. The woman, she just picked up her purse. She did not say a word. She and the man, they stood up, and they walked out. Then the local bloggers, they were typing. Their phones were out. They were filming Eliza's face. Eliza looked at my mother. My mother she was just staring, her mouth open. Then Eliza looked at us. She scanned the back of the room. She found me. She found Chloe. Her eyes. I expected anger. I expected rage. There was none. It was hollow. It was the look of a person who had been deleted. She had built her entire world on an image. And in 10 minutes, we had burned that image to the ground. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. Mark walked up to us. His face was pale, but he was standing tall. It's over, he said. Let's go, Chloe said. The three of us, we turned. We walked out of the gallery. We did not run, we walked. As the door closed behind us, we heard it. A sound. It was not a yell, it was a wail, a high-pitched animal sound of loss. It was Eliza. We got in my car, we drove. No one spoke. Mark was in the back, he was crying, quietly, not sad tears, relieved tears. Thank you, he whispered. We dropped him at a hotel. He had packed a bag. He filed for divorce the next morning. The fallout was total. The investors were gone. The party was a disaster. The bloggers wrote about it. Eliza's Elysian living was dead. She was in default on the loan. The bank took the house. Mark, he was ruined financially, but he was free. He moved to another state. He's rebuilding. He and I, we talk. It's a start. My mother, she was furious at us. You destroyed her, she said to me. You destroyed this family. No, Mom, I said. We turned on the lights. She was the one hiding in the dark. We do not talk much anymore. And Eliza. She's gone. She moved away. She deleted her social media. She just vanished. She was erased. Chloe and I, we are good. But it was not a clean win. Revenge, it costs you something. We lost family. We lost an innocence. We had to become the monsters, to kill the monster. We took our wedding photos, the ones with Eliza, and we deleted them, all of them. Last month on our anniversary, we went to the beach, just the two of us. We said our vows again. There was no crowd, there was no party. There was just us. And for the first time, it felt like our wedding. Liam looks at the camera. He is calm, he is settled. Setting a boundary with family. It is the hardest thing in the world. Sometimes you have to make a choice. The fake piece of the family, or your own peace of mind. We chose us. I have to ask you, have you ever had to deal with a family member who just takes a narcissist? How did you handle it? Let me know in the comments.